So, Happy New Year, and it's a non-meal replacement review today. Those of you that know my channel through the meal replacement videos will know that I'm on a bit of a health kick at the moment. I'm trying to lose some weight post-Christmas, and part of that is trying to increase exercise, because weight loss is simple. Calories out greater than calories in equals weight loss. It's that simple. So, as well as restricting calories in, you can also look at increasing calories out. And what I like doing is walking. And the problem is, walking, it's a wonderful time to be alone with your own thoughts, all of those sorts of things. And for those of you that don't need music or stimulation when you walk, good for you, but I do. And so I have this pair of big Sony headphones, which are wonderful. I think these are the previous generation, and they're great, and I've used them on airplanes, and the sound isolation is absolutely fantastic. Sound quality is absolutely excellent, but I sort of feel like this as a look for just going for a walk. It's not the strongest look in the world, particularly in winter, wearing it with a hat. Do you put the hat under it? Do you put the hat over it? I don't put the hat over it. It's not the look I'm going for. Says he like I have some sort of look. But I do love these when I'm doing my work in my workshop. They're fantastically noise isolating, so they protect my ears from hearing damage and various things like that, so they're fantastic. But I wanted something smaller, I wanted something lighter, I wanted something that is just in ear. My issue is, and I am fully signed up to the Mac walled garden. It's like Apple walled garden, I am all in, baby. I know that's a bad thing, and I know that some people get upset about that, and the fact that it is such a walled garden, and I'm aware it's a walled garden, but I quite like it, I quite like the walls. And so I did look at getting AirPods. My fear with the truly wireless earphones is I'm gonna lose them. I know I am gonna lose them. They're so small. It's gonna be easier, or I'll put them through wash or something like that. And so I wanted a kind of entry point to see how quickly I would lose them, how quickly I would destroy them before I fully committed. And for years, there's been lots of quite ugly ones available. I've had the ones that just have the single wire that goes around the back of the head, and I just didn't ever really get on with them. They never sat quite right. But then nothing has been flooding my Twitter stream, TikTok stream, Instagram stream, everything. I've just seen nothing but nothing. And eventually I caved. And they're £100. AirPods are £170. I think you can get better deals on Amazon. And AirPods Pro, $250. I kind of wanted noise cancellation, but so looking at the AirPods Pro, yeah, they're 2.5 times the price of these. So I thought I'd get a pair of these. I can try them out. If they're great, fantastic. If they're not so great, they'll be good enough. This is the nuance of tech reviews, that actually they're wireless earphones. It's incredible. I spent years buying, like in my teenage years, buying $15.99 wired headphones that just sounded like garbage because that was all I could possibly afford. And it was the wires trying to work out, do you put the wire on the outside of your coat? Do you feed it down through your shirt? Do you have it in your pocket? How do you do all of those sorts of things? Do you want coloured bands? Do you want white bands? Do you want black straps, all that sort of stuff? And yeah, I'm quite excited about this. This is a completely wireless set of headphones, and even if they're not as amazing as anything else, they're still going to be better than what I've got at the moment. So I'm really excited about this. So I have done unboxings before, but let's have a go. So I had to actually, I'm not very good at delayed gratification. I'm not very good at holding fire on buying something or opening something once I've got it. So yeah, I've had to really work hard at not opening this. Right, DPD man's just arrived. I don't know what he is here for, but I'm just going to go and see what he wants. So I was hoping that was something more exciting, but no, it wasn't. It was in fact bin bags for my wife. Because apparently we order bin bags through DPD now. So yeah, as I was saying, I'm not very good at delayed gratification. So I got these yesterday, and Just really wanted to open them and play with them, but I held off so I could make a video, so I hope you're grateful. In terms of packaging, it's quite a small, dense box. I know that we can start to get into questions of the plastics, and plastics aren't great, but hopefully there's not too many plastics in here. Got confused there. I'm not sure I'm a fan of having to rip into packaging. So once you get in there, it is very Apple-like. I say Apple-like, everyone is doing this sort of packaging now, where it's just simple box in box. That feels like that should have come out of their cleaner. Anyway, nonsense. So there you go. Right, video done. And light comes on immediately. It's quite exciting. I'm assuming that means they're charged. I did bring this here because apparently it will charge. Yeah. I still can't quite get used to all this wireless stuff, like wireless headphones, wireless charging. I know it's been around for years. I know I sound very old right now, but it's still exciting. My mum got me this pad. Like, that's how reticent I am just to start going into it. But my mum got me this Toro pad for my birthday last year, and I love it. It stays on my desk. And now I have another thing to be able to charge in it, so that's exciting. What else is in the box? So, cable Type-C for charging, because it is also cable charging, and then earplugs, so yeah, different sizes. That's quite pleasingly arranged. And instructions. Safety information and warranty card, true wireless quick start guide, scan code to install the app. I actually already installed the app. Connect, enable Bluetooth on your device. Pair, done. Where this does seem to fall down compared to the AirPods. AirPods? They're called AirPods, aren't they? Yeah. Where this does seem to fall down is it's more complex to pair them with an Apple phone. Android, very, very simple. I don't have an Android. But it's not exactly difficult. It's a couple of taps rather than it just automatically goes straight away. Let's see how easy it is to pair. I might just quickly reread the instructions. And I'm sure it's easy. Connect enabled. And enjoy. So, Bluetooth. Other devices. Do I need to take them out of the box? It's still going. It's a horrible day outside. It's still looking, hasn't found anything. Okay. That's my fault, I just didn't read it. You have to open the case and hold pairing button until device blinks. Where's the pairing button? Pairing button. Found it. There you go, nothing here, it's come up. So that seems a simple thing. You have to open the case to be able to pair. It is now paired, that's very simple. I'm quite pleased with that. But I know it's silly, but why do you have to open the case? Anyway, we have an app. It's a horrible smudge on my screen. Okay, so you can also just open the app and it helps you through it, gives you all the instructions on how to play, pause. I don't know how much I'm going to use the hands-free settings, and I've got the Apple Watch, which will allow me to, we'll see. So, left is white and red is right. Why is it not thinking? So that's my right ear in. Why doesn't it think the left ear is in? At the moment, everything is happening through the left ear, the right ear. Why did the left not have enough charge? Okay, so it's connected. Okay, now it's central. I don't know what happened there. Noise cancellation is pretty good. And I'm in a quiet room, so we'll see how that gets on. Yeah, so actually me just sitting here and listening to some music is not going to be the most interesting thing in the world. So that's it unboxing, that's it connecting. That's the basic idea of it. I'm going to mess around with the size of ears, and then I'm just going to try them over the next week and see how I get on, so I can give you a bit of a feedback in terms of how they feel, how they work, whether they work. How do they look? Do they look more subtle? I'm hoping they look a little more subtle. Will these... Oh yeah, you can actually just fit these over the top. That's not uncomfortable. Could I have 2 layers of noise cancellation going on at the same time? What would happen? Anyway, this is why I don't do tech unboxings very often. So I'm gonna try these over the course of the next week, and I'll kind of update you. It's quite pleasing, nice little magnets. I'll update you as how things get on. So yeah, check back in. I've had the nothing ears for a week now, so it's still relatively early days, but yeah, quite a lot to feedback. Should we start with the good? Connection, super simple. Once I got it all connected, I had to work out, got to open the box, but yeah, you take them out, put them in, they're connected, simple, it's easy. Sound quality, good. I mean, it's a £100 set of earphones, so it's never gonna be properly audiophile, high fidelity, super duper. The sound that I get out of my big over-ear headphones is better, but for easy, light, straightforward in-ear headphones, it's brilliant. Even to the point, so I listen to a lot of podcasts as well as music. So for music, it was good. For podcasts, excellent. The transparency of sound is enough that you can really tell the difference between when a podcast has been recorded over Zoom or Skype versus when it's in person. Audiobooks, yeah, it's been good. It's been straightforward. The battery life, I've been using them all week. I haven't had to charge them yet. And I love the fact that obviously it just tops up whenever it goes back into the case. Yeah, generally, really happy with it. I haven't lost them, actually, other than barring an accident or a disaster. The case is small. It's not quite as small as the AirPods cases, but it's small, it's light, it's easy, it fits in my jeans. Straightforward. The bad. They're buggy and they're a bit annoying. And when they work brilliantly and everything is good and everything is fantastic and there's no problems. And then when they don't work, it becomes deeply frustrating. And thankfully, the amount of time that they don't work is slim. I had, out of the whole week, used them at least a couple of times every day. And I had one listening session where, yeah, I just got really frustrated with them to the point where I took them out and had to just think, okay, I'm going to do this without music. And I've been trying to replicate what happened. The biggest issue, I think, comes down to how they detect how they're in your ears. And yeah, it was a very sunny day. It's winter, so the sun is very low. The sun was right at an angle, and every so often it would just go, no, it's not in your ear anymore. So we'll turn off the noise cancelling, so suddenly you get a blast of all the traffic noise around you, and your audiobook stopped. And by the way, there's no easy way to be able to get it to start again. Touch controls, you can just double tap and it will go, oh, okay, well, I'll play if you insist, but I'm not sure I'm in your ear. And then suddenly the noise cancelling will kick back in. And so you're getting this weird sense of highs and lows coming in and going and suddenly stopping. And it got really frustrating. And I don't know whether it was because I was wearing a hat, and so sometimes it would sort of sit just below the rim of the hat and decide it was so bright it must have been taken out of my ear. I don't know what it was. I think the new AirPods have quite a clever skin sensor thing that'll actually, it's more effective at detecting whether it's in your ear, because these as well will sometimes decide if you put them in your pocket. So I had to go and drop something around to some neighbours the other day, was wearing them, took one AirPod out and playback stopped, which was fantastic, exactly the way it should. But then I put it in my pocket and it clearly thought, oh, it's back in your ear now. So I'm going to start playing again, which was a little bit frustrating. I think some of the issues are my own personal issues with the way they work. and actually have nothing to do with problems with the headphones. Some of them are connection and buggy issues. I also had a problem just updating them. There was a bigger update file and it took me about 6 attempts. It turns out you can't update them when they're in the case, which is odd, despite the fact it said it was connected. So you have to take them out, but you can't update them while you're listening to anything on them. So you just end up having to sort of put them next to your phone and leaving the app open the whole time, which it just completely turns your phone into a brick for the half an hour that it takes to install the updates, which is slightly irritating. Speaking of the app is very simple. The app is very straightforward, and that's wonderful. It works really well. The app is also incredibly basic. The app is the only way to be able to see the headphone battery levels, only really tells you the battery levels and gives you some very, very simple controls. So you can turn the transparency on and off, or to light, which I haven't really, the noise cancelling to light, which I haven't played with much. And you can change the EQ ratios, but there are 4. There's auto, there's heavy bass, heavy treble, and vocal. And actually, I tried vocal when I was listening to audiobooks and podcasts. It made it clearer, but basically by just increasing the treble and taking out the bass. So yeah, I'm glad I got them. I think fundamentally, I'm glad I got them. I'm also glad that these were cheap ones and these weren't expensive ones. And I will be trying at some point to see whether I can borrow a pair. I don't really want to borrow somebody else's AirPods to stick in my ears because that's just a bit manky. But I think I'm pretty convinced I like them. I won't lose them. I just want a set that works better. So maybe it's a case of waiting a couple of years until AirPods Pro 4.0 comes out or whatever it may be. The other thing, noise cancellation. Noise cancellation on my Sonys, and I understand that I'm comparing them a lot to my Sonys, but that's what I'm using a lot at the moment. Noise cancellation on them is incredible. I work in the shed with my big belt sander, bandsaw, drill press, and it just cuts it all out. These take out a whole lot of bass rumble, so I really noticed it when I was walking along with traffic, and it cuts out a lot of the noise, but it is not completely noise cancelling, and actually you get a lot of the treble, the higher notes coming through, which on one hand, because these are going to be used more out and about, is quite useful because I could always hear when a car was coming. It just made everything feel a bit hissy. It made the outside, you really, with other noise cancelling headphones I've used when they've been great, essentially it just covers your ear with a cushion of silence, whereas this, you can almost hear the noise cancelling, and it's just, it's good. It's better than nothing, but it's not as good as it could be. And so these are little nitpicky things. I'm aware of that. I'm enjoying them. I'm going to continue using them. I'm not going to ditch them. They're fine. They work really well. They connect well. But when they don't work, they are deeply frustrating. And the question is, long term, will that push me enough to go and get something else? Or is it just a case of saying, I'm just not going to use them today? And that's fine because they're playing up, but I'll use them again tomorrow. The design of these, I like how low profile they are. I like the fact that they've got the grey plastics, so it does, even though I am fully signed up to the Apple walled garden, I do feel like I'm not walking around with the little white AirPods sticks constantly hanging out my ears. So I feel like I'm not displaying my Apple badge proudly on my arm. I think it's fascinating that they talk about the transparency of the case and the transparency of the design and how it's really cool that you can see all the internals. Fundamentally, the box itself is transparent, except you can't see any workings in the box because then all the workings are actually in a black plastic shroud in the middle. And then on the earphones themselves, the only bit that is actually transparent is the stalk, and you can see a couple of bits of microchip. This is not like the old Game Boy Advance transparent cases where you could see the whole chips inside and everything was really cool. You can see a tiny bit of the workings. The actual bit that goes in your ear, completely matte black. You can't see a thing through it. I thought it'd be quite cool if you could actually see the little tiny drivers and stuff. No, this is a marketing ploy. You would notice almost no difference if the whole things were a solid grey rather than having this transparent design. Fine, use your marketing, but use it honestly. It's just, yeah. I realised I've kind of talked about the negative things because from my point of view, these are things I wish I'd known before I bought them, but it doesn't stop me wanting to use them. It does make me think I might have just chosen to spend the extra money and got a different brand. I feel like these maybe have been rushed. That's essentially it. Design, it feels like form over function. I do not regret buying them, and that's probably the best compliment. So I have no issue with the fact that I have these. But yeah, I hope you found that useful. I suspect that also revealed why I don't do a lot of tech reviews. But yeah, let me know in your comments. Have you tried these? Are they buggy for you? Have you had any particularly good or bad experiences with them? Which ones would I want to try? What should I try? What should I opt for next? Thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye.